Oh, sorry, don't mind me. I was just waking up from the Champions League final. Jesus Christ, lads, the biggest game of football's most prestigious competition, and it was about as entertaining as watching two old fellas pick cheese out of their goddamn belly buttons. Liverpool versus Tottenham should have been a great game. An all-English Champions League final. The last time that happened, John Terry nearly ruined his life, before no doubt nearly ruining half the women in Moscow. Both these sides have pulled off two of the greatest Champions League comebacks of all time. Honest to Christ, Lionel Messi must have watched this game crying into a bowl of soup. And yet, they served up this. I could have done something else with my Saturday night. I could have read a book, gone for a walk, found somewhere to sleep for the f***ing night. But no, instead I had to waste time watching Kieran Trippier try to cross a f***ing ball. Honest to Christ, I don't know how that man has got to a Champions League final this season. All season long he's played with all the concentration of a diabetic dog. Ever since he pinged in that free kick against Croatia, a goal that terrified me to my very soul, he just seemed to think he was David Beckham. No lad, you're Kieran f***ing Trippier, £3 million from Burnley. Put your foot through the f***ing ball. Also, starting Harry Kane up front, no, even I knew that was a bad idea. And I'm not the supposed world-class manager. The lad hadn't played for 6 weeks. He wasn't fit, he was blowing out his arse after 10 minutes. On the other hand, Lucas Moura was in the form of his life and his confidence was sky high. Use Kane as the most lethal option in world football off the bench against tired legs with 30 minutes to play. I mean, anyway, Liverpool won 2-0 thanks to a Mo Salah penalty, which should never have been given, and a late Divock Origi goal. Tell me 5 years ago that these two would be scoring in a Champions League final and Jesus Christ. But honestly, this final was so pitifully boring to watch that the lads on the pitch were upstaged by a streaker that no doubt sent 14-year-old boys everywhere into absolute meltdown. I think it's because we're so used to a typical streaker being a 14-stone plumber called Pete from Swindon, who might get about 12 yards before being weighed down by his own love handles. But this one was the girlfriend of a YouTube prankster Vitali, a man banned from every stadium in the world for doing the exact same thing in a World Cup final 5 years ago. But I mean, I guess that's one way to advertise your website. There's a drunk homeless woman at the train station who might run onto the pitch with HITC Sports splashed across her face. Oh, and I guess another bit of crack from the final. Remember in school when you were forced to sit beside the lad that you sort of hated with a violent passion? How awkward was this?
You know, he is a specialist in failure.
Jordan Henderson filmed in tears with his father after winning first Champions League title. Oh, look at me, I'm Jordan Henderson and my dad hasn't been out buying milk
for the last 12 fucking years. Now on the face of it you might think, Jordan Henderson is a Champions League winning captain. Might as well end the fucking world right there then. Greats have held that trophy above their heads. World class players, legends, alright? Carlos Puyol, Paolo Maldini, Steven Gerrard, Sergio Ramos, Jordan Henderson. You know, the one with that gorgeous girl called Sarah. Now, I'm no grammar Nazi, but Christ above. He looks like he just emptied a bowl of alphabet spaghetti all over his laptop and just hoped for the best. I want to win the FA Cup for Sunderland before I'm 30. Yeah, if you told him he'd be back at Sunderland before the age of 30, he'd probably shoot himself in the fucking face. But listen, I'm not digging out Henderson here. I actually want to give credit to him. Yes, him having ended up as a Champions League winning captain is about as shocking as AJ getting smashed by a human pudding, but fair play to him. He's effectively sticking two fingers up to the critics. People like this guy.
James Milner! What the f***? You mad? Jordan Henderson as your captain? F*** off.
Like, trying to replace Steven Gerrard as Liverpool captain is an impossible job. Especially when you both play a similar sort of role. People are always going to compare the two of you, and you're never going to come out looking anywhere near the same level as him. And we also got to remember, Brendan Rodgers wanted to get rid of him to Fulham after 1 year. But no, I mean now, Henderson has joined Gerrard in the pantheon of Liverpool captains who've actually lifted this trophy. So, you know what, fair play Henderson, well done. But yeah, Liverpool hadn't won a trophy since 2012, and even that was a League Cup. A trophy that changes its name more often than Cheryl Cole. That's when you know it's a really prestigious tournament. So to go through such a drought, one League Cup in 13 years, for a club like Liverpool to finally end that barren run with a Champions League trophy. The only equivalency I can think of is for someone to endure 13 years of involuntary celibacy, except for one night of passion with a town drunk who smells of cheese, to finally end that drought with Jessica Alba. No wonder it took them 90 seconds to fucking finish.
Congrats LFC, really happy for everyone at the club and fans. You deserve this.
Really? Really, Carius? Considering these were the same fans that effectively wanted you to die this time last year, do you really care? Like, if this man had been left in a room with Liverpool fans this time last year, they'd have probably tried to staple his ball sack to the fridge. But yeah, let's see if his message was well received a year later, now that, you know, tempers have cooled a bit.
You definitely didn't, pal. Imagine if you were in goal. Thank f you weren't in goal.
I mean, this is a bit like wishing your ex-wife well in her new marriage, only for her to turn around and say, Thanks very much. Thank Christ I don't have to put up with your 2-inch dick anymore. Oh yeah, I was said this on Twitter yesterday. Remember when I used to interview fans outside the ground when I first started this channel? Probably not, because only about 7 of you ever watched. But when Middlesbrough were last in the Premier League, I asked them who was better, either Karanka or Jurgen Klopp. Let's just see.
Believe it or not, I'll stick with Karanka at the moment. Karanka. He's got the reputation, but where will Karanka be in 2 or 3 years' time? Probably manager of Real Madrid. You've got to make the most of him in the next 3 years.
Well, you never know, maybe the actual Spain manager, you never know.
Real Madrid first, Dan, I think.
Step by step first.
Yeah.
Where's Karanka going to be in 5 years' time?
I think he's going to be at the top, like Ben Gibson.
Well, that's obviously not going to be a Borough then.
Good times. But yeah, Middlesbrough fans, good Christ. Then again, don't worry, Liverpool fans have had their moments as well.
I've got a guy playing called Lascelles. I live in Newcastle right now. Buy him. Van Dijk, 30 million, take Lascelles.
Van Dijk, get Lascelles. I also want to give a shout out to James Milner. The man made his Premier League debut 17 years ago. Trent Alexander was still shitting in his nappies. How often do you see young players, especially attackers, burn out after starting so young? But no, the man is 33 years old and has just won a Champions League, adding it to those 2 Premier League titles, FA Cup and League Cup he won at Man City. Oh, and Intertoto Cup for Newcastle. An award that was probably made of f***ing cardboard. Anyway, what else happened this week? Chelsea took on Arsenal out the back arse of Azerbaijan in the Europa League final. First of all, can I just say, well done UEFA. Staging a Europa League final in Baku. Yeah, brilliant. A great idea. Not only is it in a place where fans from London had to bend over backwards to even get to, Arsenal weren't allowed to play Henrik Mkhitaryan for his own safety. It sort of begs the question, why was the final of European competition being held in such a place like this, where you can't even put a player on the pitch in case he gets f***ing shot? I mean, it's not like it would have made a difference to the score. Mkhitaryan has essentially spent the season playing with all the end product of a wet paper bag, but still.
Your time's over, blood. You understand? You're gonna go out on a whimper. Yeah? You're gonna go out with a semi. Yeah? You're not going out hard. Yeah? We got this. Trust me. 3-1. But let me tell you something. You see this man? He's a winner. Yeah? He wins. Your manager ain't won nothing. Never won a trophy, blood. That is fucking embarrassing, Robbie, blood. 3 grand. Yeah? It's fucking. I've had enough, blood. I gotta go.
Look, I do feel sorry for Arsenal fans, alright? Christ above, some of them were probably forced to sell their firstborn to even get a ticket out to Baku. And to watch that spineless dribble of a performance, 4-1, and this was a final.
Save this. Yeah? Fucking save this.
Oh, don't worry, blood, I did.
We have done enough to win this Europa League.
Don't you ever get tired of being wrong all the time?
By the way, I do know an Arsenal fan who definitely clicked on this video because of the thumbnail. Hi, Floppy Fitz. Mauricio Sarri looks like he's on his way out of Chelsea, having finally won a trophy by effectively saying, thanks for not supporting me all year, you bunch of ingrates. Now enjoy your transfer ban and Mark Hughes.
I'm not much on speeches, but it's so gratifying to leave you wallowing in the mess you've made. You're screwed. Thank you. Bye.
Like seriously, Chelsea, I'd be worried if I was you. Eden Hazard's on his way out. You're gonna have a transfer ban. What manager is going to have you now? Like, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if you end up with someone like Hughes or someone like that. I mean, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd like Mourinho back, but... And finally, lads, just a word on Jose Antonio Reyes, who sadly passed away the weekend at the age of 35 in a car accident. I don't want to keep doing these, but it's becoming more and more commonplace this season. Tragedy just seems to be popping up every couple of months now. It's whether it be in a helicopter, a plane, or a car. But yeah, the man was 35 years old. It's just such a waste. It was only when I sat down the other day that I actually realised what this man has actually achieved in football. Reyes has won 5 Europa Leagues. He scored the final day winning goals to help Real Madrid to their first league title in 4 years. He was part of that invincible Arsenal side. He played in a Champions League final and represented his country at a World Cup. That's a career most players would envy, and it's a legacy his family should be damn proud of. It is terrible news that he's passed away, and especially with something that's so preventable. But at least he can be proud of the fact that he fulfilled the talent that he did have. Anyway, all we can say is just rest in peace, Jose. Anyway, that's the end of the video, lads. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe. Twitter and Instagram is there. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.